If you wear niqab and you are talking to someone for marriage, can they see your face and or hair before you get married? The people of knowledge, they say that the authentic sunnah of the Messenger of Allah alayhi proves it's permissible for a man to look at the woman to whom he wishes to marry, or the woman he's proposing to or asking her hand in marriage. They say this is based off of the sunnah of the Nabi al-Kareem alayhi, and it's also based off of common sense. Let's start off with common sense. Common sense is, from the wisdom of getting married is to have children. From the wisdom of getting married is to fulfill your sexual desires in a permissible, lawful, clean, and honorable way. From the wisdoms and purposes and the objectives of getting married is to live as man and woman, brother and sister, son of Adam, son of Eve, together in harmony. And how can this be if you don't know what the person looks like? If you don't know what their eyes are like? That doesn't make too much sense. Let alone, am I going to be attracted to this woman? Is she going to be attracted to me? Am I going to be drawn and gravitated towards her or not? How can I be with her and sleep with her and I don't like the way that she looks? It isn't a means of necessity. We're not the first offspring of Adam in which we have to reproduce. I have a choice, I have an option. There are hundreds, thousands, millions of women in the world, hundreds, thousands, millions of men in the world. So marriage is an option from this person and that person. So how can I marry someone, have the intention of being with this person, having the most intimate relationship that's possible, and I don't know what this person looks like, let alone I know what they look like, but I'm not pleased with their physical appearance. So that's from common sense. And Islam does not fight common sense. The Sunnah is not against common sense. The Sharia is not against common sense. Fiqh fi deen. In no way, no instance is it against common sense. Rather, Islam and common sense go hand in hand. The Sunnah and common sense go parallel. Fiqh fi deen, ilm, and common sense, they go perfectly with each other. They never go against each other. There is no authentic text that goes against sound common sense. And there is no sound common sense that will go against an authentic text. Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah ta'ala, he said, إن الشريعة قد تأتي بما يحير العقول ولا تأتي بما يخالف العقول أو بما يناقض العقول. أو كما قال رحمه الله. He said, debating and sparring with some of his opponents from the different sects of the Muslims, the sectarian groups from among the Muslims, those who are theologians, those who are jurists, those who are ascetics, zuhad, Sufiya, people who try to throw things in his way and say that the Sharia is against the common sense. When it comes to Allah's names, His attributes, the hereafter, the unseen, it goes against common sense. And the list goes on. Shaykh al-Islam Taymiyyah rahimahullah ta'ala, he said, there's never an instance in which the Sharia comes with that which opposes common sense. He says the Sharia mentions things, establishes things. The Kitab, the Sunnah, the Revelation, they have things which the uqul, the person's mind, cannot grasp. But it never brings something that goes against the solid, sound mind. And there's a world of difference between the two statements. He says, بِمَا تُحَيِّرُ الْعُقُولِ. Certain things you just don't get, you just don't understand. It doesn't mean that it goes against common sense. One can say, I don't understand. That's too deep. And one says, that doesn't make no sense. It's two different scenarios. So that's common sense. As far as the Sunnah, the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, the well-known hadith of Al-Mughira ibn Shu'bah, radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, the well-known hadith of Jabir ibn Abdullah, radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma, and others from among the Sahaba, in which they wanted to get married. And the Messenger of Allah ﷺ requested, commanded, instructed, and advised them, فَانظُرْ إِلَيْهَا. He says, look at her. Did you see her? He said, no. The Prophet ﷺ says, فَانظُرْ إِلَيْهَا. Go look at her. Look at the woman that you're going to marry. And one narration it says, فَإِنَّ فِي عُيُونِ الْأَنصَارِ شَيْئًا. It says, because there's something with the eyes of the Ansar. There's something with the eyes of the Ansar. So the different narrations state that the Prophet ﷺ, he told these Sahaba to look at the women whom they wanted to marry. So therefore, it's nothing wrong with looking at the woman that you want to marry. Now, there are details and arguments among the fuqaha, such as when can you look at this woman? On the first meeting, the first sitting, the first date, quote unquote? Or does it have to be something that's solid, that you know that you're going to marry this man, that you have clearly made a proposal and an agreement? Or 2 sittings, 3 sittings, they differ on that. Secondly, they differ on what can be seen from the woman. Just her face and her hands, or can he see her hair? Can he see just her hair, or can he see her neck, her forearms, her shanks, her shins, the lower parts of her legs? Or can he see her with that which is ma yadharu ghaliban, that which is normally or customarily seen in the house? If she had on a house dress or a skirt or some type of relatively fitting shirt and pants and things like this, and there are other views and opinions as well. Also, the ulama, they differ. How many times can a man look at the woman? He saw her once, khalas, that's enough. Or every time he has a sitting with her, can he look at her again? Can he look at her again? So the ulama, they differ on these details. However, it is permissible to look at a woman that you are proposing to for marriage. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala surely knows best.